Okay, good morning, everybody. I'm hoping you had a fantastic weekend. John and I had an amazing weekend. So far today, this morning, it's only John and I here. And we had a fantastic time in Ottawa this weekend, where we not only learned more about the company, and John got to know also more people from our team who are scattered all over Canada. And but we also were introduced to a new shake, and I got it here. John, does it read properly or is it upside down?
No, that's perfect.
Perfect. Okay, cool. I wasn't sure if the software is doing that correctly. Great. So, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to start doing these Monday calls for about half an hour or 20 minutes or however long we will need. So I'll talk in a minute a little bit about the different products that Isagenix is offering us in form of a shake, and then make some recommendations, what is best for who. But I'm choosing this platform, Zoom, also because I would love to get your feedback, your questions, because everybody is a little different. And John, for instance, who is here with me, he needs the shakes for a variety of different reasons. Right, John?
Yes. A lot of it's, it all started with weight loss, and then it's just about maintaining muscle mass and growing muscle mass.
Right.
To improve my performance levels.
Right. Okay. I'm using the shakes also to maintain my skin, my hair, my nails, my energy level, and my physique. It's very dense nutrition, and at one point when we will talk more about dense nutrition, I'll go a little deeper into this. But basically, a shake like this has everything your body needs in terms of vitamins, minerals, and also a big portion of fiber. So I wanted to start off with a shake because the shake, I'm having this one this morning, that is peach mango. It's one of my favorites. They all have a similar makeup of nutrition and vitamins. So they all have the 24 grams of undinatured protein. Unless you have a vegan shake, then it's also 24 grams of protein, but it's made up of not of whey, but of plant-based protein, and that's something that is really hard to do too, also in order to make it taste good. So one of the things I noticed when I went through the different shakes, because I also have salty caramel, Helmut loves the chocolate, and sometimes I do too. The foundation is always the same, but because of the taste, it may slightly differ. And, the salty caramel shake obviously has a little bit more salt in it, whereas the peach mango shake, for instance, has a little bit less fats in them. But that is mainly for taste reasons, and it's only on a slim margin. So, but the shake was the first thing that Isagenix came out with 17 years ago. We just celebrated our birthday. And why this is so cool is because it's also a full meal replacement. So if you, for instance, are on a weight loss journey, this is a great way to have a full meal with all the minerals, nutrients, and vitamins, and also the protein at a very low calorie intake. So it's usually the shakes are around 250 calories per meal. So for weight loss, that is really important. But not everybody is here for weight loss. So a lot of people are also here because they don't have time to cook always healthy meals. And they still want to make sure they're giving their family and themselves all the nutrition that they need. And that's the case for me, because my calendar for this week is so full, and probably yours too. And sometimes I don't really, even though I love to cook, I don't have the time every day. So it doesn't really matter then what my third meal is. or sometimes I'm just having a shake like this as a snack. But so that's the first one. So you can have one shake a day, or you can have 2 shakes a day and replace a meal, or you could just have it if you're not on a weight loss journey. You could have it as a little, as a snack in between, particularly if you're really working physically hard. Like John, for instance, works physically hard because he does motocross, right, John? You're also an avid hiker. And also, the body really works physically hard when you work shift work. And that's also something that John did. So that is, like, I noticed that on Tuesdays, I actually have to get up 2 hours earlier than today. And I'm always hungry all day long. And so far, I've always used another shake. Sometimes, if you feel not like a full shake, you can just make 1 scoop in a little bit less water. That would come in handy, for instance, if you're invited to a party and you know that they wouldn't serve the dinner before 7 o'clock, but it's 5 o'clock and here you are hungry. So you just make yourself a shake with 1 scoop. And that takes the sting out of your feeling to be so hungry. And then when you come to the party, you can still eat, but you will not overeat. So that's how I used the shakes in the past. Another thing that a lot of you guys are familiar is IsaPro, which is the pure protein. And we have used it when we did the Pro Edge program in the fall and the spring, because it's very low in carbs. And it comes in chocolate and it comes in vanilla. I just have the chocolate here. And what the difference is, this is not a meal replacement. So this is something that would help you crank up your metabolism. So it will help your body to burn more fat. And it has 100% whey protein in it. And it doesn't have a lot of other things in there. So it doesn't have like the fats and the carbohydrates that the shakes would have. It does basically, it just has the 18 grams of protein. It still has a little bit of potassium and calcium in it, but very low. So this is just meant as a supplement. If you want to break through a weight loss plateau, you would have that on our Pro Edge program, or now it's a ketogenic program where you increase your protein and you decrease significantly your carbohydrate intake, and you also increase your fat. If anybody's interested in that, I can do also one day a special program, a special call on that alone. So that's what we have used. We also used it so far for the belly buster. I'm not sure if you're all familiar with this by now, because we have brought a whole bunch of new people into the group here. And the belly buster is something that you could have just before you go to bed, and you would add a scoop of the greens or a scoop of the fruits, the isogenic fruits, for flavor. And you would drink it as a nightcap. And what it also does, it cranks up your metabolism overnight and basically burns your body fat, the targeted fat around the midsection, the visceral fat, so that you basically burn fat while sleeping, basically. A lot of athletes have been using this in the past if they wanted to increase their muscle mass, and they would just add it to the shake. So they would do like 1 or 2 scoops of the shake, and then they would add 1 scoop of the IsaPro after a workout. Because after a workout, your body really starts to repair and recover from your workout. And that's when it needs most of the nutrition that you're putting into your body. To optimize your body composition, you would have such thing as the shake and the IsaPro together right within 30 minutes after your workout. And because people didn't always want to schlep around, these containers, Isogenics came up with something it's called IsaLean Pro. And it only comes in the packets, so you can throw it in your gym bag, and you would then have it within 30 minutes of your workout. And that has the optimal combination of the shake, the Isoline shake, and the Isoline Pro, the pure protein. So it's like a meal replacement, but at the same time, it would also help you to grow more muscle. So now people may wonder, so how come Isagenix now came up with another shake? And this is the big, some people call it the game changer. My friend Dean, and I posted his photo in the group, he thinks it's a game changer because he's playing hockey and he's working out. And I tried yesterday the vanilla custard flavor, which is this one. So this is vanilla custard, and this one is milk chocolate flavor. We bought obviously both because we want to share it also with the people who live here in our area on Tuesday when we are doing our social here in Lower Bay. So for those of you who are interested to give it a try before you order it, you have an opportunity to do so. But remember, Isagenix has always a 30-day money-back guarantee. So you could just order it. And right now, for limited time, I'm not actually sure, John, did you take notes? Do you know for how long we could still get the 10%?
I can't remember. I'd have to check my slides.
Okay. So I wanted to share some of the slides that Isagenix shared with us, and there's a special toolkit. Every time now they come out with a new product, they come out with a toolkit. And if you're going to isagenixbusiness.com and you put toolkit in the search function there, all the different toolkits are showing up for the different products that they have created over the last year. So there's one for the essential oils, for instance, and then there's one for the digestive health, the microbiome, which should be available probably in the fourth quarter of this year. So it's already sitting at Health Canada and is just waiting approval. And that's another game changer, and we will talk about that at another time. Now, I'm just trying to figure out how to put the slides in here because my IT guy is not ready this morning. He's still boomed out from all that partying that we did over the weekend. By the way, John, that was an amazing party.
It looked like it was a lot of fun.
Oh, my God. And we went for dinner before. We shouldn't have gone for dinner. They had so much food there. Oh, yeah. It was really cool. And when I did the Facebook Live there, it was just, I think, 8:15. By the time we left, it was like 10:30. The whole place was bursting out of its seams. So there were a lot of more people there. But I'm not really sure how to share my slides. So I will have to practice that, and we'll do that at another time. So basically, why did Isagenix come up with this new shake? And it's called Dry Release. And the reason for this is that a lot of times when people would, so first things first. So this new shake is not a meal replacement. So it has 3 different types of protein in there, and I will get into why that is. And there's also more, it's like all the other sports-informed products that we are having. This is part of the AMPed line, and what that means is it's informed sport certified, and there is the little logo there, informed sport certified. And what that means is that it's tested by a company that operates globally to ensure that none of the products contain banned substances. So it's safe for any top athlete to consume without having to worry about that. The Dry Release, basically, they included 3 different proteins there, because what they have learned over the time is that protein, obviously, as you all know, is great for muscle building. But what they have also learned is that the body absorbs it at in different ways depending on which protein it is. And so far, Isagenix has used the best protein available currently in the world. And it's grade 7 whey protein, which means it's a protein that gets absorbed by the body the best. It's undenatured, which is also really important. And that's the same for this one. It has the same protein in it. That's one of the three. And the reason why that is in there, undenatured, means it has never been tempered with heat or with chemicals. So one of the health professionals I once met, Dr. Paul Beyondich, he puts meal plans together for top athletes globally. He works with NFL, NHL, and so forth. He explained it to me that way. He said, it's like giving all these guys breast milk, which doesn't taste as good. It's not as fatty, but it has the same healing function, the recovery function. It has the best absorbability, and it's basically like drinking raw milk. And that's why Isagenix has this undenatured whey protein in all their regular shakes, except for the vegan shakes, obviously, because that's only plant-based. So, but Isagenix created this one because it has 2 additional proteins in them. And the reason why they did is because they realized that different proteins get absorbed by the body over a different time period. So it's called tri-release. So the other proteins that are in there is a milk protein that comes from grass-fed cows, also highly absorbable, and an egg white protein, which gets absorbed even later in the body. So over several hours, it gives your body the ability to recover and repair and stay saturated. And so there are a couple of things I think this will really help. So it will help people like me, for instance, at my age, because in our 60s, our body loses muscle mass naturally rapidly. When we incorporate this as a snack, I had it as a nightcap instead of just the Isopro. I tried this out because I wanted to talk about it today, and I wanted to make sure I had tried it. And I used the vanilla. It has a different taste to it. It tastes yummy, but it's also thicker, and you really have the feeling you're drinking some sort of a pudding. Now I always put more water in, so if you want to scoop it, you probably could do that too, and just add maybe 2 or 3 ounces of water, and then you would have a little pudding to eat at night. And why this is so important for people my age, I believe, is because overnight it helps not only to crank up my metabolism and take care of my belly fat, it also helps throughout the night to repair and rebuild the muscles that, at my age, I meant to lose. Isagenix is not featuring it as a healthy aging shake, but that's how I look at it from what I've learned about it. Isagenix features this right now for athletes, for people who are highly active and who don't want to have another shake because that shake would have 250 calories, where this shake has, I think, 140, so half of it basically. And it also speeds up recovery because of the 3 different protein sources that are part of it. So if you are like John and I, for instance, we are planning to go on a hike and 56 kilometers in one day. And it's a little daunting to me. I'm not really sure why I signed up for it, but I know you always have to set, lofty goals. And then we'll probably feel like very tired, but also very accomplished once we do that. So I will probably bring some of this on my trip and I will have it before we leave. So I'll share more of that once we're getting closer to our hike, how I will do that. So Athletes are using this, people who are highly active, people who want to break through weight loss plateau. I really recommend that as a belly buster alternative, because really I think it tastes better than the pure protein. There is some stuff that they put in there, and they call it, it's a brand name. So the whole thing is gluten-free and soy-free, which is really good. But they put in a component, it's called Velocitol. And if you go to, there's a barcode below it, and if you scan it, I was told, it will get you to a website with all the information about all these different proteins and how they have tested them, and how this will benefit your body. Obviously, there's always a little, like on the edge here of each container. If you want to know what's in it, you would just pull it back, and then it would give you the ingredients. And basically, there's not much in there other than milk protein, whey protein, and then what they put in there is chromium. And chromium is something that will help and accelerate recovery for cells that are broken or damaged because of your workout or your endurance or your labor, your physical labor. Do you have any questions, Jean? Did I miss anything?
No, I'm just sitting here in awe with the information that you're giving out.
Okay. So where our shakes have the regular shakes have 24 grams of protein, and you would always use 2 scoops. This one you only use 1 scoop. It's a little bigger than the other ones, but just 1 scoop per serving. And it has already 25 grams of protein in 1 scoop. It's recommended to have not more than 2 servings of this shake as a snack. So where I will also try it out over the next month is Hamid and I usually have our main meal around lunchtime, like around 1 o'clock, sometimes 2 o'clock. And sometimes I get hungry again at 5, but he's not ready because he's working some other stuff. And, usually we don't have dinner before 7 or 8. And instead of having a cookie or half a bar or something like that, I will now make this baby for me because I really like the texture and I like the flavor. I haven't tried the milk chocolate yet, but I'm pretty sure that tastes beautiful and yummy too. So that's basically the difference. So this one and the ISA Pro are just snacks. They are not full replacements. And the Isoline Pro shake in the packets and the Isoline shake, they are full meal replacements. So if you are wondering, and you're watching this later and you're wondering which one should I now take, and you haven't been able to get on our call here, I will post this recording in our Facebook group. And then I encourage you to, in the Fit for Life team Facebook group, and then I will go through that and I'll get in touch with you. And if I feel it's of benefit, the answer is of benefit to the whole group, I will make the answer there. If I think it's something that, we should discuss privately, I will private text message you or call you. Okay? With that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you use the shaker or the blender for your protein shakes?
Okay, that's a very good question. For the regular shakes and for the Isoline Pro shake, you can use both. With this one, if you're using the blender, I encourage you to go only very brief because this foams. It makes a lot of foam and I don't like that. I like dense texture. So I would always put this in my shaker bottle if I just use the Isoline Pro on itself. This one yesterday I put in the blender and it came out perfect. So you can probably do both with those. This shake also lends itself very nicely to the ketogenic diet. The only thing it's lacking is the fat, because this, they wanted to make sure that also people who don't follow a ketogenic diet can use it. So all you would add here to your 1 scoop shake that you're taking throughout the day, you would add your MTC oil. But other than that, it's like that would be perfect for the ketogenic Pro Edge program or Net Fuel. Any other question, John?
No, that's good.
Okay, perfect.
Short and sweet, right?
Yeah, we only have half an hour, and a lot of people have to get to work, right? I have to get to my workout because Monday is my workout day.
Okay.
and I want to keep it brief. If there are other topics that come out of this that you would like me to talk about, I may bring on a guest on occasion, or if I feel comfortable enough to talk about it, because I've been using these products for over 8 years now. I'm pretty comfortable in all of them, how to use them. And I've been on numerous webinars and conventions and expert discussion groups, with the people who really know this stuff. So I feel pretty comfortable. But then if you ever have any scientific questions that go above and beyond what you hear here, you can always go to isagenixhealth.net and just put your question in the search field, like a keyword, for instance, and all the science behind it will pop up and you can learn more that way. You can also go to isaproduct.com, and there you will find, probably pretty sure, also some recipes for this one, but I think it tastes already great on its own. I don't need a recipe. But there's lots of different shake recipes, for instance, all the things you can do with the different types of products that you would usually do in your daily life. And it's so much more convenient, right? So those are the 2 resources I recommend. Any other question?
Nope. I'm good.
Perfect. Thank you so much for coming out today, John. And thanks so much for everybody who's listening in later. I'm wishing you all an amazing day today and a beautiful week. Happy Monday. Bye.
Bye.